Um, so, Morgan, you said that
Mhm.
senior year you got back to Whitman College.
Mhm.
You'd been to Jordan. You weren't
Mhm.
that politically aware,
Mhm.
but you started posting about Palestine.
Mhm.
Where?
My Facebook wall.
Uh huh. You were beginning to learn about Palestine.
Mhm.
Where we are right now. We're we're sitting in a
We're
little village in the Jordan Valley.
we're in Al Aqaba, which is in the Jordan Valley, part of the Tubas Governorate
Yeah,
in the West Bank.
yeah.
And so,
But so back, let's go back to senior year. Sorry, I
okay,
want to bring you back to Walla Walla, Washington,
okay.
senior year.
Um, yeah, I started to post things about Palestine. Just, I mean, things from Al Jazeera or Haaretz, things I found on the news. That was before the flotilla. I can't specifically remember what events were going on, but this girl told my closest friends, "Hey, can you tell Morgan to stop posting things that are anti-Israel?" And I wondered why she didn't ask me personally, but I knew she was bothered by it. Um, so we've never had that conversation, but one day we were hanging out, and she was talking about all the Israeli soldiers that she had dated in during her year abroad in Israel. Um, and I mentioned that I had dated a Jordanian while I was studying abroad in Jordan, and she said, "Ew, why?" And I just looked at her, and I didn't understand really why she had said what she had said. And looking back, I was so embarrassed that I didn't, you know, I didn't respond to her. I didn't try and stick up for myself or my friend, or it's because I don't know. And I found this out, I think, more so through one of my friends at a party. He had two Israelis visiting him. I think they were exchange students, and I told them I had studied abroad in Jordan, and they were just like, "Why would you study abroad in Jordan? Why wouldn't you study abroad in Israel?" And I was like, "You really don't care, do you? You really just have no interest in the Arab world as relevant as it is." And yeah, some deep prejudice there.
What do you wish you'd said to her? I mean, when you replay that, do you wish you
Mm-hmm.
had said something to her?
I said something even more mortifying. I said, "Well, he was half Spanish." Looking back, I think that was the most racist thing I've ever said. Um, I wish I had told her how racist I found that. As maybe that would have been too strong. But I wished that I had indicated that I saw something wrong with her attitude toward Jordanians. You know. Ugh.
What about she defriended you on Facebook?
Um, She did. I started having a lot of arguments with another friend of mine from New Orleans. He was a good friend, 40 something family man. He was a great friend to me in New Orleans, and he started responding to my posts um, in a very negative, very condescending, just really not a friendly way at all, responding to my posts about Palestine. And she would always click like on his comments and stuff. And I was like, all right, I expected that. But when the Goldstone uh, published his article, she posted that on my wall and said, "Well, what do you know? Dot dot dot." And I went back on her wall and I said, "Well, I don't think he really rescinded much of anything, because I think this and this and this. But we should keep this conversation going." I was never hostile towards her. And because I responded on her wall, she defriended me. So,
Are you still friends with a guy in New Orleans, the family man?
um, I added him on my email list. I asked him if he wanted to be on it, and he would. I would say things involving the word Palestine, and he would comment saying "no such place," um, and stuff like that. Something you don't say to a friend, even if even if you think it. He told me my blog basically was rubbish and that there was no connection between New Orleans and Palestine without even talking to me personally. Just like right on there. And so I knew um it's probably not a friendship that I'm gonna miss all that terribly, but
Well, what is the where's the friendship in the friendship? The things you're describing don't seem to me to be a lot of friendship.
no. I just
What do you like about him?
um he helped me and my friend out. He owns a bed and breakfast in New Orleans. Very successful guy, very smart guy. Um, uh, he's a big part of the New Orleans community. He was the king of a Mardi Gras crew. Um, very active in the Jewish community in New Orleans. His kids go to the JCC. It's great. That's all great. It's just when it comes to
I see. Yeah.
issues of Israel and Palestine, he says it's all the Arabs' fault. Basically, it's all the fault of the corruption of the PLO and all that. And so you can't blame
Yeah.
Israel for anything. But at least 6 or 7 of my friends have jumped on his comments and said, "Well, I mean, I don't know that much about the Middle East, but logically, you are ridiculous. Like, you can't make an argument." You know,
Yeah.
my friends will come in and defend me, or they'll say, "This is really entertaining. Why is this guy your friend?" And I think it's just that I don't like losing friends. It makes me very uncomfortable that even this girl that I don't like very much befriended me on Facebook over politics. It makes me really uncomfortable, the idea that anyone would take issue with what I'm doing.
How do you explain the attitudes in the? I mean, you have Jewish friends who are supportive of what you do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of I have some Jewish activist friends
Yeah.
in New Orleans,
Yeah.
and they're very intense about it, and they know a lot about the Middle East, and they've been really inspiring to me. And I have a lot of Jewish friends from Whitman who and they've never told me this personally, but they want to be on my list. They want to learn more. The Jewish teachers at the middle school that I worked at, they're the only ones that responded to my request, saying that they wanted to be on my email list and learn more about that. And so, in the back of my mind, I know even though I haven't had conversations with these people saying, "So, how does your Jewish identity fit in with your your politics of the Middle East?" I haven't asked them that question.
Do you want to have that? Do you want to have that conversation?
I do, but I don't know if it's. Sometimes I don't know if it's my place to initiate it.
And what if you were talking to that woman who defriended you? What would you what would you ask her about identity construction? I mean, where did you even get that? Why you brought that word up, identity? What would you ask her?
Man, it seems like a tough way to initiate that conversation. I mean, like, there are reasons why her and I didn't get along other than
I see.
Israel.
Yeah, other values.
Yeah, but I would just say, I mean, I would question the why aren't you more interested in the other side? You know, why do you feel like you are so like loyal to this identity if it gets in the way of your knowing more about the topic? And I don't know. I mean, I was a race and ethnic studies major, and I still have trouble articulating really what it is, because I think it offends people. It comes off as very abrasive and judgmental.
Which does?
Just asking someone why do you believe this? You know, if it's something that they feel so strongly about. And so I'm self-conscious about posting on my blog, afraid that I'll offend my Jewish friends because I don't know what their life experience is.
What would you be inhibited about posting on? Help me. I don't understand. I mean, you're not inhibited about posting about what happened in a demonstration in Berlin, right? But what would you be inhibited about saying lest you offended Jewish friends? What, help me, I don't understand.
More the way I approach it, like I would be more afraid of in like say a short post or a Facebook status. I'd be afraid to be as blunt as I want to be. Um, so I choose my wording very carefully. Um, like I said, I feel the need to neutralize my Facebook page so that it doesn't seem as intense. Um,
How are you neutral? How do you, when you were telling me that you want to balance
mhm,
a very intense
mhm.
video from the occupation, how do you neutralize that? What do you post on your wall to balance that?
Uh, um, just things that people can relate more to, or things that are going on in my life that they can relate to. Like talking about my lesson planning. I said I'm doing a lesson on the word get. Um, can you help me out with songs with the word get in
I
them
see.
to play? And everyone got really into it. They were
I
just like,
see.
oh, play this song, this
Yeah.
song. So like things that are more positive,
Yes.
and that show my life in a more positive light. That I'm not just like
Yeah. Got it.
hardcore activist 24/7 and just trying to suffer. you know, I don't know, but yeah, a lot of things to think about. But it's the same thing that you
Yeah.
think about when
Yeah.
you
Oh
when
yeah.
you leave a post.
Well, but